In a distant land, surrounded by lush green hills and mighty baobab trees, there was a vibrant village called Akoto. The people of Akoto were known for their colorful festivals, rich traditions, and stories passed down from one generation to the next. At the heart of this village lived a woman named Nana, a name that carried both respect and fear. Nana was no ordinary villager. Her sharp tongue and fierce temper made her a formidable presence. She was both admired and avoided, for while she was wise and skilled, her wrath was as unpredictable as the summer storms. Nana had 3 sons: Kwesi, the eldest, Kojo, and Kofi. Each of them was unique in his own way. Kwesi, known for his kindness and leadership, often acted as the protector of his brothers. Kojo, the second born, was witty and resourceful, always finding clever solutions to problems that baffled others. Kofi, the youngest, was full of energy and dreams, with a talent for storytelling that could captivate anyone who listened. Together, the 3 brothers formed a dynamic trio, their strengths complementing each other perfectly, yet their individual traits often leading to playful rivalries that filled their home with laughter. Each was handsome in his own way, with eyes that sparkled like stars and smiles that could charm even the hardest hearts. Many girls in the village dreamed of marrying one of Nana's sons, but none dared to approach them. The reason? Nana's reputation preceded her. Stories of her fiery temper and strict standards had spread far and wide, making even the bravest suitors think twice. Kwesi, the eldest, was different from his mother. While Nana's temper could erupt like a sudden storm, Kwesi's calm demeanor was like the gentle flow of a river. For instance, when the villagers' market grew chaotic one morning due to a disagreement among traders, Nana's voice thundered over the crowd, scolding everyone for their lack of discipline. In contrast, Kwesi stepped in with quiet words of reason, helping the traders find a compromise and restoring order. Another time, when a young boy accidentally broke one of Nana's prized clay pots, she berated him so fiercely that the child's mother had to intervene. Kwesi, however, knelt beside the boy, wiped his tears, and promised to help him repair the pot. These moments of compassion set Kwesi apart, revealing a heart that sought harmony even in the face of discord. He was gentle and kind, always ready to help those in need. Despite his mother's overbearing nature, Kwesi longed for love and companionship. He often dreamed of finding someone to share his life with, someone who would walk with him under the baobab trees and laugh with him by the river. Yet, every time he tried to bring someone close, Nana's temper drove them away. One day, after another failed attempt to introduce a girl to his mother, Kwesi decided he could no longer live under her shadow. He packed a small bag, said goodbye to his brothers, and left Akoto to seek a new life. His journey was long and challenging. He walked through vast savannas, crossed rivers, and climbed hills, his heart filled with both hope and uncertainty. As he journeyed, he often thought of the stories his grandmother used to tell him about finding one's destiny in the most unexpected places. After days of travel, Kwesi arrived in a small village nestled in a valley. The village was lively, with children playing in the streets and traders selling goods in the marketplace. Exhausted and thirsty, Kwesi made his way to the village well. There, he saw a young woman drawing water, her movements graceful and her smile warm. Her name was Amma, and from the moment Kwesi saw her, he felt a connection unlike any he had known before. "Excuse me," Kwesi said, his voice hoarse from thirst. "Could I trouble you for a drink of water?" Amma turned to him, her eyes bright with curiosity. "Of course," she said, handing him her water pot. "You look like you've traveled far." Kwesi nodded as he drank, the cool water reviving his weary body. I'm Kwesi from Akoto village. I'm looking for a place to rest and perhaps a new beginning." Amma's smile widened. "Welcome to our village, Kwesi. You will find kind hearts here. Let me take you to the elder. He will help you." Amma led Kwesi through the village, and as they walked, they talked. The village buzzed with life. Children played games in the dusty streets, their laughter echoing between the clay huts, while women pounded fufu in wooden mortars outside their homes. The scent of roasted plantains and spices wafted through the air, mingling with the earthy smell of freshly tilled soil. Kwesi marveled at the colorful fabrics hung out to dry, their vibrant patterns dancing in the breeze. Amma pointed out landmarks, the old, well-shaded by a towering mango tree, the marketplace where traders called out their wares, and the community square where villagers gathered to share news. "This is where I grew up," Amma said, her voice carrying a mix of pride and nostalgia. "It may be small, but it's home. And now that you're here, I hope it can feel like home for you too." Kwesi, soaking in the warmth of her words and the vibrant energy of the village, felt a sense of belonging he hadn't known in years. Kwesi found himself drawn to her kindness and wit. By the time they reached the elder's hut, he knew there was something special about her. Over the weeks that followed, Kwesi settled into the village. At first, the villagers were cautious of the newcomer, observing him from a distance. But Kwesi's actions soon began to speak louder than any words. When a heavy storm knocked down the roof of an elder's hut, Kwesi was the first to offer his help, working tirelessly alongside others to repair the damage. On market days, he carried heavy loads for the older women, refusing any payment and smiling warmly at their thanks. One morning, when a small boy lost his goat, Kwesi spent hours searching the hills until he returned with the frightened animal in his arms. These acts of kindness didn't go unnoticed. The villagers began to trust him, welcoming him into their lives with open hearts. They shared their stories, their meals, and eventually their friendship. Through his unwavering generosity, Kwesi became not just a guest in the village, but a part of its fabric. He worked alongside the villagers, helping to repair huts and tend to the fields. His gentle nature and hard work earned him the respect and friendship of many. But it was Amma who truly captured his heart. They spent their evenings by the river, sharing stories and dreams. Kwesi told her about his life in Akoto and his desire to build a life free from his mother's shadow. Amma shared her own dreams of exploring the world beyond the village, and making a difference in the lives of others. As their bond deepened, Kwesi knew he had found the companion he had been searching for. But he also knew that if their love was to grow, he would have to face his past. He decided it was time to return to Akoto and introduce Ama to his mother. Ama, though nervous, agreed to go with him. She believed in their love and was determined to prove herself to Nana. The journey back to Akoto was filled with both excitement and apprehension. When they arrived, Nana was sitting outside her hut weaving a basket, her sharp eyes immediately fixed on the pair approaching. Kwesi took a deep breath and stepped forward. "Mother," he said, his voice steady. "This is Ama. She is the woman I love, and I want you to meet her." Nana's gaze shifted to Ama, her expression unreadable. For a long moment, she said nothing, and the tension in the air was palpable. Then she spoke. "Welcome, Ama," she said, her tone calm but guarded. "Come, sit with me." Ama did as she was asked, her movements graceful and her demeanor respectful. Over the next few days, Nana observed her closely, testing her in subtle ways. She asked Ama to help with household chores, challenged her knowledge of village customs, and even questioned her intentions. Ama faced each challenge with patience and grace, earning the quiet admiration of Kwesi's brothers and even some of the villagers. But Nana was not easily swayed. Her doubts lingered, and she often expressed them to Kwesi in private. "How can you be sure she is the one?" Nana would ask. "Do you truly know her heart?" Kwesi, however, stood firm. "I know her heart, mother," he would reply. "She is kind, strong, and true. She makes me happy, and that should be enough." The turning point came during the annual harvest festival. The entire village came alive with color and sound as preparations for the festival began. Vibrant cloths in every hue imaginable adorned the marketplace, while the aroma of roasted yams, spiced stews, and freshly brewed palm wine filled the air. The elders gathered in the village square to light the ceremonial fire, their chants harmonizing with the rhythmic beats of drums that echoed across the fields. Villagers of all ages joined hands in a grand circle, their feet moving in unison to the dance that symbolized gratitude for the harvest. Ama, dressed in a striking outfit woven from the finest local fabrics, moved gracefully among the villagers, her laughter as bright as the lanterns that illuminated the night. She played with the children, shared jokes with the elders, and even joined the women in a competitive yam-pounding contest, her energy drawing admiration from all who watched. Nana observed from a distance, her sharp eyes scanning every detail. For the first time, she noticed how Ama's presence seemed to bring people together, her warmth dissolving barriers. As the evening progressed, the villagers gathered around the ceremonial fire for the storytelling tradition. Ama was invited to share a tale, and she captivated everyone with a story of courage and kindness that resonated deeply with the community. Her voice carried over the crackling flames, each word painting vivid images in the minds of her listeners. Even Nana, seated quietly in the shadows, found herself drawn into Ama's narrative. By the time the festival reached its climax, with fireworks lighting up the night sky, Nana's heart had begun to soften. The sight of Ama dancing joyfully with the children and helping an elder to her seat stirred something deep within her. She saw not just a young woman in love with her son, but a person who could bring light and unity to their family and village. It was in this moment that Nana's perception of Amma began to change. The entire village gathered to celebrate, with music, dancing, and feasting. As the festivities reached their peak, Nana watched Amma from a distance. She saw how Amma interacted with the villagers, how she laughed and danced with the children, and how she carried herself with humility and confidence. For the first time, Nana began to see her not as an outsider, but as someone who could truly belong. That night, as the moon rose high in the sky, Nana approached Amma. "You have shown great patience and strength," she said. "You remind me of someone I once knew, someone who was very dear to me. I see now that you have a good heart. You have my blessing." Amma's eyes filled with tears of gratitude. "Thank you, Ma," she said softly. "I will honor your trust." The following morning, Kwesi and Amma stood before the village elders, hand in hand, as they were united in marriage. The ceremony was a joyous occasion, filled with laughter, music, and the blessings of the community. Even Nana, who had once been a source of fear and tension, joined in the celebration with genuine warmth. From that day on, life in Akoto changed. The once feared Nana became a figure of wisdom and guidance, her sharp edges softened by the love and resilience of her family. Kwesi and Amma built a life filled with love, laughter, and purpose, becoming a source of inspiration for the entire village. And so, the story of Kwesi and Amma became a legend in Akoto, a tale of love's power to heal and transform. It was a story told around fires and under the stars, a reminder that even the hardest hearts could be softened and that true love could overcome any obstacle.